Hello parents and kids, Namaskar. In our today's video, we are going to learn three forms of verbs. Okay? How do we use these three forms of verbs and regular and irregular verbs, and at the end we will have an exercise. Okay? So watch carefully so that you at the end you will not make any mistake while solving this exercise. If you wish to take our personal guidance or mentorship, kindly drop a message on this given WhatsApp number. So, kids, as you know, we do have three forms of verbs: first form, second form, and third form, right? The first form is also known as base verb or root form, okay? And second form, past simple form, past simple form. And third form is called as past participle, past participle. They are very important, and there is the Hindi meaning for the Hindi spoken kids, okay? So, as this video is dedicated for English medium students and South Indian students, so this might not be helpful for you. Just skip this one, okay? Just skip this column. So, what is important to get to know? It's very important to get to know where do we use the first form, second form, and third form. And it's very important to by heart to memorize all these forms. This will help you throughout your life, okay? So be careful while learning or memorizing all these forms, okay? And don't mispronounce them as well. Pronunciation is also important. I will tell you the pronunciation of each and every verb, okay? After getting to know how where do we use the first, second, and third form. Okay, at first let's understand where do we use the first form, okay? So, kids, we do use the first form or the base form of the verb with imperative sentences, infinitives, present simple and future simple tense, and continuous tenses. Don't worry, I will discuss each and every terminology with you. So, first, imperative sentences. So, what are imperative? Imperative sentences are the sentences where do you give command, order, request, suggestion, etc. Example: let's play, let's go, sit down, come in, get up. Such kind of sentences, we do use the base form. As I said, come in. So the verb in come in is come. That's the first form of the verb come. Okay. And let's play. The play is the base form again, the first form. And sit down, sit is the base form or the first form. So we do use the base form or the first form with all imperative sentences. Clear? Second, with infinitives. So what are infinitives? Infinitives are the verbs which you use with to, with the verb to. Okay. Example: I love to play cricket. I love to play cricket. Here, to play, the play is the base form, first form. Okay. So whenever we put to before a verb, so we will always use first form with that. Okay, so whenever any verb comes after to, okay, so it will be the base form of the verb. Clear? So with all the infinitives we are going to use first form. And third, present simple and future simple tense. So I will teach you after this session the tenses. So in present simple and future simple, you will see that we are going to use first form of the verbs majority of times, always. Okay. And third, continuous tenses. So continuous tense, where do we use ing form? Okay, or that is also called a gerund or present participle. So there we use the base form to make the ing form. Okay, like playing, listening, singing. So we will always put ing after the base form or the first form of the verb. Hope you got it. Okay. So now let's learn how, where do we use the second form? Well, so the second form will always be used with past simple tense. Keep that in mind. It is just used with a past simple tense and affirmative sentences only. The positive one, not with negative or interrogative in past simple. So the second form will always use just with past simple affirmative sentences. Okay, and rest of the time we don't use it. Just one use. Okay, with past simple tense. Clear? Okay, now let's learn about the third form of the verb. So the third form is used just with perfect tenses. Perfect tense, present perfect tense, past perfect tense, and future perfect tense. So the helping verb associated with present perfect tense is has and have. Okay, with has and have, we will always use third form of the verb. And for past perfect, the helping verb is had, and for the future perfect, the helping verb is will have or shall have. Will have or shall have. Okay. So with has, have, had, will have, shall have, etc., we are going to use verbs third form always. Okay. And third form is also used with a passive voice. Passive voice, as you are in your foundation now, so you don't need to learn in depth about what's the passive voice. Just keep in mind when the sentence ends with like by me, by you, by them, by Shekhar, etc. So when the sentence ends like that, so that's a passive voice. So with passive voice, you will always use the third form of the verb. So there are two uses of third form of the verb. First one with perfect tenses, all the perfect tenses, okay, present, past, and future. And second one, passive voice, with the passive voice. Okay, hope you got it. Now let's discuss what's irregular verbs and what are regular verbs. Okay, regular verbs. Whenever you read the three forms of the verbs in your books, so you will find out there are two formats of the verbs. One regular one, another one irregular. So what are these kind of verbs? So let's understand the regular one first. Okay, so regular verbs are the verbs which ends with d or ed formats. Okay, example, play, played, played, watch, watched, watched. Okay, so such kind of verbs which ends with d and ed formats are called regular verbs, and the rest of the verbs which don't follow this pattern of d and ed are called irregular verbs. So this time we are going to focus on irregular verbs. So the pronunciation of each and every verb is very important. And if you don't know which action is associated with which verb, so kindly refer the dictionary. Okay, what does this action mean? That's very important. Otherwise, the mugging up and memorization will not help you at all. And if you speak Hindi, definitely you can take the help of this one. As I have already told you, this is not going to help you. So you just watch the dictionary and you just see each and every tough one in your dictionary. Okay, where the verb you don't know the action associated with. Okay, so now what will you do? You will repeat after me the each and every verb pronunciation. Pronunciation is very important. Don't mispronounce the verbs. I will already give you time to repeat after me. Okay, so let's go through one by one. Arise, arose, arisen. Now it's your turn to speak. Okay, awake, awoke, awoken. Be, was, were, been. bear, bore, born, beat, beat, beaten, become, became, become, begin, began, begun, bat, 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 bid, bade, bidden, bite, bit, bitten, bleed, blad, blad, blow, blew, blown, break, broke, broken, bring, brought, brought, build, built, built, burn, burnt, burnt, buy, bought, bought, catch, caught, caught, choose, chose, chosen, come, came, come, cost, 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 creep, crept, crept, cut, 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 deal, dealt, dealt, dig, dug, dug, do, did, done, dream, dreamt, dreamt, drink, drank, drunk, drive, drove, driven, eat, ate, eaten, fall, fell, fallen, feed, fed, fed, feel, felt, felt, fight, fought, fought, find, found, found, fly, flew, flown, forbid, forbade, forbidden. Once more, forbid, forbade, forbidden, forget, forgot, forgotten. Once more, forget, forgot, forgotten, forgive, forgave, forgiven. Once more, forgive, forgave, forgiven, freeze, froze, frozen. Once more, freeze, froze, frozen, get, got, got, give, gave, given, go, went, gone, grow, grew, grown, hang, hung, hung, have, had, had, hear, heard, heard, hide, hid, hidden, hit, 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 hold, held, held, keep, kept, kept, know, knew, known, lay, laid, laid, lead, lad, lad, leave, left, left, land, lent, lent, let, 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 lie, lay, lane, light, lit, lit, lose, lost, lost, make, made, made, mean, meant, meant, meet, met, met, Pay, paid, paid. Put, put, put. Read, read, read. Kids, here to keep in mind one thing. The spelling of read, first, second and third form is same. But second and third form are pronounced as read, read, not read, read. Okay? So repeat after me once more. Read, read, read. Ride, rode, ridden. Ring, rang, rung. Rise, rose, risen. Run, ran, run. Say, said, said. See, saw, seen. Seek, sought, sought. Sell, sold, sold. Set, set, set. Sue, sued, sued. Shake, shook, shaken. Shine, shone, shone. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Show, showed, shown. Shut, shut, shut. Sing, sang, sung. Sink, sank, sunk. Sit, sat, sat. Sleep, slept, slept. Speak, spoke, spoken. Spanned, spent, spent. Stand, stood, stood. Steal, stole, stolen. Swim, swam, swum. Take, took, taken. Teach, taught, taught. Tear, tore, torn. Tell, told, told. Think, thought, thought. Throw, threw, thrown. Understand, understood, understood. Wake, woke, woken. Wear, wore, worn. Win, won, won. Write, wrote, written. Kids, now we have come to the regular verbs. So as you already know, all the verbs ends with D and ED formats in their past simple and past participle form, second and third form, okay? But the pronunciation is very important. Here, all the pronunciation will not end with D sound at the end, okay? Like as you can see here, D, 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 everywhere D, D, D. But still, it doesn't end with always D sound or D sound, okay? D sound. Few verbs are there, they ends with t sound, t, t sound, okay? So I will let you know which verbs ends with t sound, okay? There is a rule for that. As you are already in your foundation, so right now it's not important to get to know what are those rules, but in your advanced class, I will tell you about those rules as well. Very easy rules, not that much tough, okay? So now you just by heart or memorize each and every verbs, okay? And the sound is also important. Pronunciation is very important, okay? So repeat after me. Accept, accepted, accepted. Add, added, added. Allow, allowed, allowed. Answer, answered, answered. Ask, asked, asked. Yeah. Now here keep in mind there is ed at the end, but it will not pronounce as asked, not do, not the ending sound. No, the sound which come will at the end will be ta, t sound. Okay, ta. So asked, asked. Repeat after me. Ask, asked, asked. Good. bake, bake, bake. So the sound will end with ta, ta, not da, da. Okay, not da pronunciation. Okay, so repeat after me once more. Bake, bake, bake. Call, called, called. Change, changed, changed. Clean, cleaned, cleaned. Climb, climbed, climbed. Close, closed, closed. Collect, collected, collected. Cook, cooked, cooked. Cry, cried, cried. Dance, danced, danced. Decide, decided, decided. Enjoy, enjoyed, enjoyed. Explain, explained, explained. Finish, finished, finished. Fix, fixed, fixed. Help, help, helped. Hope, hoped, hoped. Invite, invited, invited. Join, joined, joined. Jump, jumped, jumped. Kick, kick, kick. Laugh, laughed, laughed. Learn, learned, learned. Like, liked, liked. Listen, listened, listened. Live, lived, lived. Look, looked, looked. Love, loved, loved. Move, moved, moved. Need, needed, needed. Open, opened, opened. Paint, painted, painted. Play, played, played. Pull, pulled, pulled. Push, pushed, pushed. Rain, rained, rained. Repair, repaired, repaired. Return, returned, returned. Save, saved, saved. Share, shared, shared. Shout, shouted, shouted. Smile, smiled, smiled. Start, started, started. Stay, stayed, stayed. Stop, stopped, stopped. Study, studied, studied. Talk, talked, talked. Tidy, tidied, tidied. Once more. Tidy, tidied, tidied. Travel, traveled, traveled. Try, tried, tried. Turn, turned, turned. Use, used, used. Wait, waited, waited. Walk, walked, walked. Want, wanted, wanted. Wash, washed, washed. Watch, watched, watched. Work, worked, worked. Worry, worried, worried. Okay, so hope we have done it. And you don't worry to write it 3 or 4 times in your copies. Okay, by heart them, memorize them, write them again and again till you don't memorize all of them. Okay, and listen the pronunciation again and again. Pronunciation is also very important. Okay, and hope you will memorize that. Once memorize it throughout your life, it will help you. Okay, don't worry about that. Now we have come to the exercise. Okay, so I am already inside, so just pause the video and solve this exercise. Okay, what you have to do, you have to fill in the blank with the correct verb form. Okay, as I have told you about the past activity, you are going to use verb's second form, and about the perfect tense and with the passive voice like by you, by them, we are going to use verbs third form, and the root form will be used with present simple, future simple. Future simples helping verb like will, shall, and present simple like do, does. Okay, so we use verbs first form with them, and apart than that we also use first form with imperative sentences like sit down, get up, come in, and let's go, let's play, etc. Okay, and with infinitives as well like to play, to go, to sing, etc. Okay, so you solve all of them and then pause the video here and solve all of them and write your answers in the comment box like uh, exercise 1. So question 1 answer, whatever the answer of question 1, right here. Whatever the answer of question 2, fill in the blank, right here. Question 3, right here. Okay. I will check each and every of your comment and will definitely appreciate you. And if you done, now let's discuss about the answers. Okay. So first one, what verb form will you use here? So as you can see here, it's about yesterday, about the past activity. Okay, so see what verb form you are going to use here. Verb seconds form, verb two. Okay, so you already know what's the V2 for play, that is played. So you will put played here. Okay, and second I have, so I already have, has, have, present perfect. So verbs third form, and here will, so future simple V1. Here last night, about the past activity. Okay, so verbs second form, and by the boy, look here, it's a passive voice as I told you, by. Okay, so what verb form are you going to use here? Verbs third form. And they, yesterday. Okay, yesterday past activity, so again verb 1, sorry, verb 2, not 1. Okay, and here I like to read story books. So it's a present simple tense, your habit, habitual action. Okay, so verb first form V1, and here has, present perfect tense V3, and here yesterday evening past activity, so V2. You are going to use V2 here. Okay, and in 10th, let's. Okay, so the sentences with let's are called, as I have already told you, are imperative sentences. So V1 will be used here. And he, uh, yesterday, so past activity, past activity, so V2. And here has, present perfect, V3. And last night, past activity, V2. Have again, present perfect, V3. And here yesterday evening, past activity, V2. Hope you did majority of the questions correct. Okay, and if you enjoyed the video, please like it and share with your loved ones. See you in the next video. Till then, bye. Namaskar.